Welcome everyone to Doga Yoga. I am so excited to have you on the mat with me today on this beautiful, beautiful day here on the jetty. Today we're doing a lovely side to side class. So sit down, get comfy, set your mat up with the long edge of the mat facing wherever I am, and we'll get straight into it. So I want us to find a comfy space, find a comfy seat, and that is whatever it looks like for you. You could have both legs out, having the knees bent, heels dug in. You can have one leg bent. Hello magpies, hello. You can have both legs crossed in half lotus. Find whatever works for your body to get the spine nice and long. So imagine there's a string pulling ourselves up from the tailbone to the crown of the head, reaching for the sky. Place one hand on one knee, one hand on the other, and we're going to turn our palms facing the sun, facing the sky, facing the roof. We're going to shut down our eyes, roll our shoulders back, lean back a little in our seat, and breathe. Take a few cycles of breath here to allow yourself to center. Allow yourself to discover. Allow yourself to arrive. Big inhale, filling all three chambers. Feel the belly, the ribs, the collarbones. Feel the whole body expand. And exhale, let the three chambers release. Big breath. And settle. Big breath and settle. Just unhook ourselves from the thoughts, the future, the past, the to-do lists, the hypotheticals, and just pause them, leave them aside for a moment as you step into the present moment and onto the mat today. When we're ready, we're just going to gently start taking our neck side to side. So I'm going to mirror you. Bring your left ear to your left shoulder and just send your nose towards the sky a little bit. Gaze goes high. Palms are still facing up on our knees. Our eyes can be open or closed as we breathe. When we're ready, we're going to send our gaze down. So see if you can send your gaze, your nose, to tap your shoulder. And a nice stretch in the neck here, just getting a bit of range of motion going. And when you're ready, send your gaze back to the sky once more. Do that a few times at your own pace. Just noticing the change in the muscles that are stretching, the different sensations that are coming up in the shoulder and neck. So we send our nose to the sky and then arc it around, sending our nose to our shoulder. A few more. When we're ready, we're going to come back to center. Imagine that string pulling us high to the sky. Feel the whole body lengthen. And we're going to take I'm going to mirror you, right ear to our right shoulder. And same deal, nose to the sky, to the sun, to the roof, to the stars, wherever you are practicing right now. And when we're ready, send that nose towards our shoulder. To the sun. And arc down. A few more at your own pace, really noticing the sensations, what's coming up in the body and the neck for you today. Remember, there's no right or wrong in our practice. You have done the bit, you have done the hard bit, you have arrived. So the next is just a celebration, an exploration of our body's movement and what we can do. When you're ready, we're going to grow grow tall. Imagine that string pulling us high once more. Release our hands from our knees and just press our fingers next to our hips into the mat. So press your pinky fingers in and then all 5 finger pads, so the thumb, all of them, and grow tall. Really send the shoulder blades down the back, elbows nice and long. Well, elbows not bent. No, there we go. Find length, reach taller, and just soften the arms, soften everything. Push into the finger pads, feel yourself grow taller, and soften. We're going to walk our fingers behind us. Nice straight arms, elbows locked, pushing down into the ground with all 5 fingers, and open up the chest. See if you can touch the elbows behind you, or just have that sensation of that's where you're trying to get. Reaching the elbows together, squeezing the shoulder blades together, and opening up the heart. You might rock side to side here a little, or you might be still. And when we're ready, we're going to walk forward. And apologies if you can hear the jetty creaking. We had a boat just go past before. So walk the fingers forward, rest the forehead down towards the ground. So we're reaching towards the ground with the forehead, the top of the head. You don't have to get here. It's just the intention of reaching forward, feeling that beautiful back body stretch. Noticing it in the hips, the shoulders, the lower back, the upper back, anywhere in between. And breathe. When we're ready, come on up. We're going to go side to side a little more. So right hand down, or left hand down, and sorry, I'll mirror you. Reach the right hand high to the sky. Nose goes up just like before, and we're opening up the side body. So I'm on the forearm, but you might still be on those finger pads or the palm of your hand. Just opening up, reaching with our breath. When we're ready, switch. Reach down and up, nose towards the sky. When you're ready, come on up. We're going to come over into a tabletop position. So come over, how feels good for you. You might rock back to uncross the legs and then roll forward, or you can just come into all fours in a way that suits you. I want our knees on our mat, and you might double fold over your mat if you want some extra cushioning for your knee joints, or you can just have your mat straight and hands off. So hips and knees in alignment, wrists and shoulders in alignment, nice straight spine, and we're going to come into a little cat-cow. So drop the belly, gaze goes forward and high to the sky. Imagine the sunbeams on your face and just rock here. Rock the shoulders, rock the hips, just massaging out the spine, out the neck, going side to side. And when we're ready, we're gently going to make our way into a cat. So really draw our navel towards our spine. Our gaze goes to our belly button. And then same deal, just rock side to side, wriggle it out. The neck, the hip, the shoulders. It's a bit of a moving meditation here. We're going to flow, moving side to side into our cat. Drop the belly, wriggle the hips, wriggle the shoulders. Freestyle, get it out. And come on back into your cat. You might take little circles as a part of your freestyle movement. You might get some barrel rolls in. Really focus on an area that's more tight than another. When we're ready, come back to our tabletop. We're gently going to send our left hand over to the left, so wriggle it around, plant those fingers down like we did. We're going to sweep that right hand up, reach it over. So see how you go here. You might just be here, you might have your hand on a block. Just beautiful side body opening. And when we're ready, we're simply going to switch. So sweep this right hand down, around, plant it next to the knees, underneath our shoulders, and then open up to the other side. Sweep. Now if you want a little extra, you can start to add the legs. You can kick that opposite leg out as like an extra variation, a little bit extra spice. And then switch. Leg out optional. I'm going to flow here, your version. Make this practice your own. In your own time, in your own pace, with your breath. Feels good, right? And take one more each side. Really savor the sensation. So the next side, just hold. Really feel it. One more side, hold. Really feel it. And then come back slowly but surely into your tabletop position. Now we're going to really plant down into our hands here. We're going to come into our frog pose. Very, very apt considering I'm on a jetty with lots of water around me. So we're going to take the knees wide. So walk, make sure there's lots of weight in the hands. All 5 finger pads are pressing down into the earth. And we're going to walk our knees wider than our hips, taking little baby steps. So see how you go here. Your ankles are in line with your knees, toes face out. And you might stay here. So the hips are still in front of the knees. We're getting into the inner thighs. You might be like, whew, I am feeling this. Or you can start to send the hips back towards the heels, like gravity do its thing, just getting into the inner thighs. You can come down, completely optional, onto the forearms. You might have pillows or blocks here, resting the forehead down. And what we will all do together is relax what we can and breathe. So if you find any tension, any clenching, any holding on in the glutes and the hips, I implore you to soften. With your next exhale, let a little bit of that tension go and allow the body to open up, getting into this space. From sitting, we don't often take our knees wide, get into our inner thighs anymore because we don't squat anymore as a civilization. So getting into our malasana, our yogic squats, or our frog poses are so beneficial for our hip joints, getting into our inner thighs. Pretty much good hip health. Notice if your body is starting to open up a little bit now. We've been here for a little while, so you can sink a little deeper. Just observe, be mindful of the sensations. So is one side really tight? Is the other side quite mobile? Is there any niggles there that you didn't know that you had? Just get curious. And we'll come on up. Hands underneath our shoulders, rise on up. Gently, super gently walk the knees underneath the hips, kind of stepping them in one at a time. And we're going to lay onto our backs. Nothing fancy. Come on down. Hands high to the sky, fingers high behind you, so fingertips touch the ground, or fingernails touch the ground. Toes reach in the opposite direction. We're going to come into our banana pose, and it sounds as what it looks like. So we're going to shift our hips towards the left, wriggle them to the left. Wriggle the heels and the fingertips towards the right edges of your mat. So we're creating a nice C shape or a banana shape in the body. Both hips are still glued to the mat, and you got it. Nice side body stretch. So just breathe into this space. Feel the ribs, the hips, the shoulders, the outer edges of your thighs, everything expand. And allow yourself to soften with each release. Alrighty. Come back to center, grow super long. Get 2 inches taller, reach the toes one direction and the fingers the other. And we're going to scoot our hips towards the right, fingers to the left edge of the mat, toes or heels to the left edge of the mat. Keeping the hips down, the shoulders down, and finding that beautiful side body stretch on the other side. Banana. So feel the belly, the ribs, the collarbones, feel everything expand. Allow yourself to release. Getting softer with each breath. And then ready, come back to center. Really reach, wriggle the fingers, toes, roll the wrists and ankles so we're getting big and long. And we're going to make ourselves into a little ball. So bring the knees into our chest, really hug our nose towards our knees, curl up here as small as you can. We're going to massage the spine out. So you can either just hold the shins here, you can cross the ankles, hold the feet. There are so many different options. Just take what feels good for you. And we're just going to rock back and forward on the spine. Little massage here, getting out of all the little kinks. When you're ready, come up into a seated position. Find your comfy space, take your time. When we're ready, one big arm circle, all together up overhead, fingertips touch. And back to heart center. Sending you lots of love and gratitude, my beautiful yogis. Namaste.